guys, it's me, Kelsey, and do I have a story for you? Yes. Unfortunately, I do. So let's get it started into that. So this was well over a year ago when I was like searching for my person before I found my boyfriend, and I went on this date with a girl that I had met through Tinder and I think an app called Her. Her college was near my house, and so we decided that we were just gonna meet on her campus. So we like text for a few days and like everything is normal, and we're sending photos of our dogs back and forth because don't you think lesbians love cats? Well, this bisexual loves dogs. And she was like, oh cute, so you like down to on Friday? And I was like, what? I don't know if this is weird or not, but I keep all my text messages, so here's the exact text. So she sends me a photo of her dog, and then she says, also, hey, I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page. Are you down to quack? Because if you're not, that's totally fine. We can just like talk or something, but if you are, that's this emoji. At least she made it an option, not just like, hey, can't wait to like whack you. But I was like, whoa. I was not on that page. I was not even thinking that. What? I don't mean to stereotype guys at all, but like this is typically what you would find on Tinder with guys. Guys asking you if you're like down to whack, or like assuming that you're down to whack. But anyways, then somehow I avoided the question, as Kelsey does, runs from those kind of topics, and then we met. So I get to the campus and I like can't find her because that's just my luck, whatever. So then she comes and finds me and I'm like, oh, hey girl, whatever. And she's like shorter than me. Normally I like to be the shorter one, but like whatever. I was like, I can take on more like a dominant role, like pick you up like if I need to, whatever. I'm lying. I'm actually really weak, so probably not. And she was wearing these big old glasses and I was like, you big black nerd. Just kidding. I wear glasses. It was a joke. Chill. Honestly, the date itself was pretty cute. Like, it was September, but in my mind, it was like a summer night. Like, it was a little chilly or whatever, and the moon was out. And I showed her this photo I took of the moon, and I remember she made me feel like cool about it or whatever. We climbed on top of this roof on the campus. Yeah, I don't really know what it was exactly. We just climbed on top of this roof. I forget what we were talking about. It might have been a deep conversation, or we might have just been talking about the stars, I think. And then like security kicked us off or whatever because we weren't supposed to be there. And I felt like we were in the movies, and I was like, oh my God, like, like that was so funny. Oh my God. And then I had to climb back down the ladder, and honestly, she was chiller than I was because I'm a freaking quack when it comes to heights. When we like held hands, she like held me down, and I was like, oh, this is like kind of cute, whatever. But then she decides it's time to take me up to her dorm. And I'm like, oh, quack, quack. It's about to go down. Sweet baby Jesus, pray for me, oh. Quackity quack. So we get up to the dorm, and conveniently, her roommate isn't there. How spectacular, woo. Also, it's a dorm. There's like nowhere to sit. So we both get in her bed. We get in her bed, okay? So, she puts on Stranger Things, and I hadn't seen that show before, but I was like, okay, like, I can chill with this, whatever. But I feel like she's, like, waiting for me to, like, bust the moves. And maybe you're like, oh, Kelsey, like, why not, or whatever. I've talked about this in a few other videos. I don't feel comfortable doing intimate things with other people when I don't fully know them or am truly, like, falling in love with them. There's a term for that. We'll talk about it another time. She went in and she like held my hand, and I tried to do that, like I rubbed my thumb on the outside of her. It's like that sweet like comforting thing you do or whatever. I was like, like hi. That was it. That was all I wanted, okay? That was it, if that. So a few hours go by, and at this point it's getting quacking late and my hands are getting sweaty, and like I've never realized, like now that I'm in like a happy relationship, it's like when you're holding hands with someone, you can easily just fix it or whatever. If you're uncomfortable holding hands with a stranger, it's like you make the slightest movement and you're like can I move my hand? Is that just me? Or is it like, is it a whole different game? It's a whole different game. Don't even tell me otherwise. But I had already set an end time as to when I was going to leave, and she knew that, but she was just making it impossible for me to go. Like every time I would hint at it, she'd be like, oh, just one more episode, or like change the topic and stuff. And I was like, I got a curfew I gotta stick to. But then that's when God finally spoke. He called me, literally called me, and my birth control alarm went off on my phone literally like 2 hours later, and I hopped out of bed. I was like, oh, I'm missing a call. And then I ended my alarm and I was like, oh, like my mom just called, or like my sister just called. I don't remember who I blamed it on. I think my excuse was that my sister was coming back from college and they wanted to hang out or something, and I said that I would be home. But despite what my reasoning was, if somebody needs to go, let them go. Like my boyfriend now, like he'll call me clingy, like as a joke, because I like love to cuddle or whatever and like hang on him, I guess. But like when you're on a first date and you physically like won't let somebody leave or like make them feel uncomfortable about it, that's clingy. That's where I draw a line. No, can do. I'm already like, hell no. Like we're not even dating. This is the first time we're meeting, and hell no. And then so I told her, I was like, I really have to go now. Like I just missed her call or whatever. And she was like, lame, and like gives me the biggest eye roll or whatever. And I was like, quack, quack. Why don't you subscribe? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Okay, sorry, bad joke. And then, so finally we're walking out of the dorm room and she's walking me to my car as a nice date would. And in my head, I'm like, sweet baby Jesus, thank you for not letting some girl try to like whack me tonight, because I didn't want it. I didn't want to. Call me a fake bisexual, but I have space. I have a bubble, and I don't let strangers in my bubble that quick. Okay, leave me alone. So I'm like, oh yes, finally. And then we're at my car, and I was like, I didn't want to be rude completely. There's another thing. Everyone like stereotypically, a lot of people will end the date with a first kiss if they're not quack. You know, but who knows these days. I was already kind of like turned off by just the fact that she wouldn't let me leave, but I felt rude, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like give her a hug. So then I go to give her a hug, and I'm pretty sure this is how it went. I'm hugging this little hoe, and I'm like, oh, see ya never, or whatever, and she's hugging me back, and then I think I pulled away from the hug, but she kept her arms around me. Just picture that, okay? I'm away from the hug. Her arms are still around me. So we're like this. And I'm like, and she's like, and so we're pretty much just like staring at each other for a solid seconds or whatever. So then she went in for the kiss, and like, I guess I kissed her back. I don't know, it was fairly quick. And I was just like, oh. And then she was like still like holding my hand like as she walked away, and like gave me the eyes. I cannot explain the look or ever like act it out for you, but there's just something about the way some people look at you or whatever, and I feel bad like putting it like this for someone, because like I'm sure she's like a great girl or whatever, she just wasn't for me. But the way she like looked at me, or just the way some people look at you with these eyes of like lust, like she wanted me to want more, or she want more, or she just thought she was being sexy, and like it was cringy. I feel bad putting it like that, but I don't know what else to say. With the right person, hot as shit, okay, but with the wrong person, here's the cliff, here's me walking straight off. Like, that's how I was feeling at the time. I hopped in my front seat and I was like, no, what the fuck, what the fuck. That's what I do. And I just uncontrollably laugh. And I know that makes me seem a little psycho to just be like sitting someplace and just be like, ah. But that's what I do when I'm like uncomfortable, is I just like laugh, and I was just like, what? And then I raced home, and then my sister was there. I didn't lie. She was in my house, and she was like, oh, did you guys kiss? And I was like, nope. And then I went to bed depressed because I still hadn't found what I wanted. But hey, at least she showed me Stranger Things. Thanks, girl. I don't exactly know what the point of the story was exactly. At the time, like I had been on other dates with girls, and just none of them asked me if I was like down to whack. And I think it was just very eye-opening to me or whatever, because I thought that was more of a guy's thing. Again, I'm so sorry for stereotyping. I don't mean it. And there are genuine guys like my boyfriend, who don't just like meet you and like want to whack. I'm not comfortable with like doing those sorts of things so soon, and it's like I lose interest in people when they want to do those things so like soon with me, and it's like I just need to be like mentally in sync with somebody before preceding any kind of physical activity. But if you want a whole nother video of me talking about why I am the way I am, or like what this means or whatever, you can let me know, or let me know what else you want to see. That is my story of a girl asking me if I wanted to whack her. So dear God, I hope she doesn't see this. Listen, it was a cute date. You deserve the best. I don't know what else to say. So this is awkward. I think I'm gonna go. Subscribe, please. It would make me feel a little better about the past. And I'm gonna head out, but click the notification bell, leave a comment, maybe like. And I'm going to go off the camera. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you for existing, and I hope you like this weird story time. Bye!